cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Girl, I have to get a match.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man.
Can't you feel the fire in my heart? I need no new friends. I am not afraid to take a life. I'll kill your last for real. To kill or be killed, the Lord respects. 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 Born to win. Look at me, I'm far from sin. I'm far from sin, but I kill you with my righteous stick. You think you fly? When your grandma said get out of the house. And where you ride? You leech ass nigga. I tried to tell it, little boy. Lord said you're killing them. Be the one, so in my hand. I ain't spreading the big no. What's really real? I'm trying to kill all the way to the finish. You got a prince over your court saying, stupid ass crocker, let's speed it up. Our people just so cursing, it's freezing up. Hurt murk, put your ass in the dirt, and ain't even tough. Backpack full of stats, toast to gap, but ain't even enough. Fool, I'm ready for war. Ready for sun up, sundown, UPK wall up. Stop a cracker in the pieces, fuck that, this torture. Ain't no karma, little bitch. Turn your ass to a slave, cause you know what is written, little hoe. Can't you feel the fire in my heart? I need no new friends. I am not afraid to take a life. I'll kill your last for real. To kill or be killed, the Lord respects. 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 I'm a key. I'ma be that one that's in the dreams you was swearing. I'ma walk it down like a sprinter. Then cut your head off, it's in my hand. I watch it dang. And I'm a beast with mine. Your girl looking at me now. I want no peace of mind. Cause I'm a killer. It's a boulder right there. It's for your child. I grab his ankles. And I'm a split him. And happy shall he be when your family tree is taken. Like it did my people. Don't you remember? The Trail of Tears, Andrew Jackson and his crackers. Boy, you took my brother's baby and killed him and said thanks for the giving. Don't you remember? What goes around comes around, and I'm waiting. I'm motherfucking waiting for that day, man. For me to grab your baby ankle and throw his damn head against a boulder back and forth till ain't nothing but goddamn ankle in my goddamn head. Yo, fat ass on there like a goddamn sofa leg or sofa arm, cracker. Like a whale washed up on a beach or something. You better get right. Fuck all that technology that you got when the Lord return. Oh yes, it's on. To kill or be killed, the Lord respect.
Baby, no listen to no fake news, them can't. Could do all it out and them never fake news. Notice I just be a bad bitch, I get forward from with you. But the one you have be good girl them lazy. She never did a pictures R-rated. Never did a pictures half naked. Me never did a piggy R-rated things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a pictures half naked. never did a fi dress R-rated. Me never did a fi give her things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. I know every girl a wife material. I know every girl fi get the juice in a me seed bag. I know every girl me trust to cook my food, nor boil my tea in a tea, but put the milk in a the cereal. Me like a catty when medieval, when we fi wash fi cook fi clean and no fuss. When she hear me get a new girl, I know that me mean when me say me fight me demons. Multiple wife legally, no illegal. Yeah, straight, me go crazy. I know every catty can be my first lady. I know every press plus body done pay fi plus Tatiana no fi in a no Mercedes. When me say oh luxury dolly fi nurse baby, a trouble when luxury dolly turn old lady. So big up every girl when don't lazy. Your body big, but why your mommy donate it? I rate it. Never did a fi dress half naked. Me never did a fi give her things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a fi dress half naked. Never did a fi dress R-rated. Me never did a fi give her things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She now wait pan money fi reach her and donation. She make reach her man donation. 101, but the waist gal a tell her fi leave her man, but she stay strong. She know say them a no friends, them a haters. Them sleep with every man in a the acre. Can't get nobody fi stay long and want the advice for relation. Baby no listen to no fake news. Them can't keep a man cause them never stay true. Could do all it out and them never pay dues. Never shut them out and them wicked and cruel, eh? Bag a man a rush but them just a get yours. Everything them have them did a fear blows. Instagram live them nude for the views. Baby that I know you though. Sure, I rate it. Never did a fi dress half naked. Me never did a fi give her things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a fi dress half naked. Never did a fi dress R-rated. Me never did a fi give her things halfway, that's why me give her ratings.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man, shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
Okay, when Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies, this hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this that exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening, is in fact the if revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. So time war, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it ain't on who got the gun, it's on who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Hey, Shalom. Yahweh Shem Thumb. To all the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Latham Bashem Shai. To all the sisters, Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA. Started out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Right? And since 1969, we've been teaching that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible. All right, so we're live on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, I.S.U.P.K. Toronto. We're live on all these platforms. We're going to be breaking down Halloween, what it means, and I got a question for everybody. I'm going to ask this question periodically throughout my class, right? And if anybody could just type it in the live stream, if you have the answer, just type it in for me and let me see what the answer is. Why? Okay, I'm gonna say it like this, right? Why do you tell your children it's not okay to take candy from strangers except on Halloween? That's my question. Why do you tell your children it's not okay to take candy from strangers except on Halloween? If anybody can answer that question for me, I would appreciate the answer. Right, so we're going to be breaking down Halloween. If you got any if you got any questions regarding the subject or any questions at all, you could always type them in. Right, type them in. I'll try to get to the answers for you. If I have an answer, I'll just let you know I have the answer, and I'll give you the answer. If I don't, you might have to tune back in next week while I ask my generals your question or my captains your questions, and they'll give me the answer, and I'll come back and relay them to you. We have Nizam Anah. She said hypocrisy. Good night. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. The hypocrisy of Christians and just people alike for why they will tell their children, I don't want you to go to a stranger's van. Like, think about it. Everyone has kids, right? You're going to tell your child, I don't want you to go to a stranger's van if they're offering you candy. Don't do that ever. Right? Amber alerts will happen, and everyone's heart's gonna panic when you get that phone, when your phone starts to vibrate and you look and it's a loud vibrate, right? A loud noise. It's the noise is damn near offensive when your phone goes off and it's an Amber alert and you're reading and you see. And a lot of times, if you have a heart or a conscience, you're gonna be like, damn, that's a child missing. So why are you telling your children not to go to strangers' vans and get candy, but tomorrow night, October 31st, it's okay to walk up to a stranger's house and get candy? That is a question we all got to figure out. Well, while y'all get that answer for me, or while y'all ponder that question, I'm just going to be breaking down what Halloween actually is, right? Now, here's another thing. If you live in the city of Toronto, let's see, I got a comment. Fam, because I'm right there strapped. Yeah, you're an idiot. I don't have time to spare your feelings. You're an idiot. You're right there strapped A3, D3. What about when your daughter's 14 and you're not there strapped? What about when your son's 13 or 16 and you're not there strapped and they're offering them strange candy, meaning drugs? Are you going to be right there strapped? No, you're not. Why do you brothers dress like this and wear sunglasses? I wear sunglasses because it's my culture. There you go. I dress like this because it's how the men of the Lord dressed when they're in Israel. And it's my culture. I hope that answers your question. I wear sunglasses inside because I'm filming something and there's lights in front of me. So the light's in my eye. But if that's too complicated of an answer for you, I dress like this because it's my culture. I wear sunglasses because it's my culture. All right. Well, I hope that answered your question. But I'm still asking, why are you guys telling your kids not to take candies from strangers except on Halloween? If anybody could provide the answer for me, it would be, listen, I would. Where is it? Okay, 1 second. 1 second. I'm just trying to read. Bear with me real quick. I need to find this article. Okay, so I have an article that we're going to read. I'm going to read this real quick and break it down. So like I said, they don't love their kids. Right. Listen, someone in my comments said you don't love your kids if you're bringing them to these Halloween events, or you're telling them to walk down the street and go get candy. You don't love your children. That's what we're finding out. And it's clearly believable. You hate your children if you're telling them to go get candy from strangers. And they're confused at you now. They don't know what to believe. You told them don't get candy from strangers. Then you took them, like A3D3 said. A3D3 told his children, don't take candies from strangers. Then A3D3 turned around and took his children to go get candy from strangers. Lord allow this doesn't happen, someone's going to offer that person's children dope. And they're going to be like, well, daddy told me not to take candy from strangers. And then they're going to remember, daddy let them take candy from strangers. They're going to take the dope. And it's a sad thing. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be horrible. Right? Okay, so let's read Origins of Halloween. All right, so the carving pumpkins or trick-or-treating and wearing scary costume are some of the time-honored traditions of Halloween. Yet the Halloween holiday has its roots in ancient Celtic festivals of Samhain, a Gaelic word pronounced Shawin, or Samhain, and it's pronounced Shawin, a pagan religious celebration to welcome the harvest at the end of summer, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts, right? So again, this is a celebration of death and of harvest gods, where people think they're lighting bonfires and having this celebration in celebrating the harvest, right? If you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you already know that everything you get is from the Lord. You don't celebrate the harvest. You would celebrate the Lord for bringing you the harvest, right? But, okay, so what you also have to know, this is not a pagan tradition. This is a Israelite. This has nothing to do with our God, right? And again, just like we read in the comments earlier, you don't love your children if you have them celebrating pagan gods, right? Like what you're doing is preparing your children to be abducted. You're teaching them abduction culture. Like, think about it. Look, I remember this. Listen, if you are born in the 80s, I was born in the late 80s, right? You know, the 80s, that's where they made us at, right? I was born in the late 80s, and I can remember in Scarborough, in the city of Toronto, that's the east side of the city, right? Listen, I have no problem with the east. There's some sisters and brothers out in the east, right? But if you remember in Scarborough, in Toronto, in the 90s, there was a man putting razors in candy and injecting his blood into candy and giving it out at Halloween. And people were telling their children to go knock in strangers' doors. Stranger, you don't know this person and you're going to accept food from them. Well, they didn't know that man, and he was putting blood and razors in candy and gluing those packages back together. And people were telling their children, listen, go to that house. Oh, look, someone said in apples as well. See, so this is nothing new. They put razors in apples. That is crazy. Right? You're that same man, huh? Swag, I don't know what you're talking about. Swag, please speak more cohesively. Say things that make sense. It's you're doing that. Good night. Yeah, I'm just gonna listen, because you're a child. This is what I do to children. Hold up. I'll show you what I do to children. All right. Woman of her word, crazy. Yeah, they were putting razors in apples, right? Coherent. That's what I said. Coherent or cohesively. Yeah, they were putting apples in razors and apples, and people, and listen, you could only imagine what other things they do today. Especially, okay, this is something y'all don't remember. This is no less than 2-3 years ago. They were saying there's dope that looks like nerds. You know, the candy nerds? They were saying there was dope in the streets that looked like candy nerds, and people were hiding them in the nerds packages to try to maneuver around. And imagine you get some nerds, you have some nerds, or your child gets some nerds by accident, and it's fentanyl. Now, I don't want you to imagine that, but that is a grim reality of what's happening, right? So again, these are pagan days, right? Samhain, it's a Celtic word, right? It's a Celtic word. The Celtics were just they're later a poor Edomite tribe, right? But this tradition, it started with the Japhites who were in that land, right? The Japhites who were in the Irelands and northern Russia and that area before they were pushed out, right? The Japhites, they more look like the natives of Australia and the Hawaiian Islands, the Samoans and the Aboriginal Polynesians. That's who the Japhites were. Hey, give that a hand. A woman of her word said, I removed from pagan holidays. Give that a hand. We'll give that a hand. More info being put out there about those so-called holidays. Damn right. Can you wish my cousin, listen, F your cousin's birthday. I don't care about that. Good night. Your cousin want to be a god for the day, huh? Listen, you talking about wish your cousin a happy birthday. I'm praying the poor folks of my people get to eat. Why the hell do I care about your cousin's birthday? I'm praying the poor folks of my people don't have to walk through the Darien Gap, and this kingdom can come to an end quickly so we can start our kingdom. You want me to wish your cousin a happy birthday? Your cousin a child? They need to be worshipped? Good night. All right, so the Druids would go door to door, right? And they would be on some, you got to give us a trick or treat. And that's where the trick or treat, right? And they would be like, give us a treat. So basically you're paying them off, or they're going to do some devious things to your land. Hold up, let's keep reading. Yet the Halloween holiday has its roots in the ancient Celtic festival Samhain, a Gaelic word pronounced Shawin, a pagan religious celebration to welcome the harvest at the end of the summer, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November the 1st as time to honor the saints. Soon after All Saints Day came to incorporate some of traditions of Samhain. The evening before All Saints Day was known as All Hallows Eve and later Halloween. Here's a look. Let's see. All right, so let's go into some of these traditions. Some of the traditions were carving jack-o'-lanterns. The tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns originated in Ireland using turnips instead of pumpkins. It's allegedly based on the legend about a man named Stingy Jack who repeatedly trapped the devil and only let him go on occasion that Jack would never go to hell. Good night. All right, so where are we at with this? All right, we back. Anthony Austin, good night. Anthony Austin, you on the keyboard typing. You're a keyboard warrior. What is wrong with you? I respond to all the comments on the TikTok, right? But don't be a keyboard warrior. Let's keep going. Right, so what it's saying is that the carving of pumpkins was originally carving of turnips, and it was believed to be started from a man named Stingy Jack who trapped the devil and only let him out on occasions, right? So when you see people putting pumpkins on their land or on their homes or on their porches, just know it has nothing, like they don't even know what they're celebrating. It's about some man that Salakia, princess, can you get me something to drink, please? Right. So when you see them doing that with the pumpkins and the carvings, right, the jack-o'-lanterns, and they put the light in it, that is a pagan tradition, some folktale that they believe some man trapped the devil in a turnip and only let him out on a few occasions. It's letting you know that's nonsense. For water. It's absolutely nonsense. All right. Let's keep reading. It is allegedly based on a But when Jack died, he learned that heaven did not want his soul either. So he was forced to wander the earth as a ghost for eternity. The devil gave Jack a burning lump of coal and a carved out turnip to light his way. Locals eventually began carving scary faces into their own turnips to frighten away all evil spirits, right? So this is a tradition of them seeing, like they made up that Jack died and went to heaven and heaven didn't want him, so he went to hell, and in hell the devil gave him a turnip with a lump of lit coal to light his way. Like, that's a lie, right? And this is all right. So this tradition has nothing to do with God. And many people are following this tradition, not understanding what they're following, right? Let's go to this one. Wearing scary costumes. In order to avoid being terrorized by all the evil spirits walking the earth during Samhain, the Celts don disguises in order to confuse the spirits and be left alone, right? So all y'all women who are going to be dressing like hoes tomorrow, y'all know you're going to be dressing like hoes. Y'all going to be a hoeing Playboy bunny, a never went to nursing school ever, but today you got your cheeks out and you're a hoe nurse, right? Or some cat. All the sisters want to be, all the women want to be a cat. You just want to be a cat. Good night. Yeah, listen, that's crazy, right? Why don't y'all put on the costume of a good wife? Or is that might be the real scary costume for you, huh? The costume of a good wife. Right, but all y'all dressing up tomorrow, you don't understand that you're dressing up because you were told the traditions of man, right? They dressed up to avoid being haunted by ghosts. You have to understand how that sounds, right? And I pray you understand how that sounds. Y'all dressed up, or they dressed up back in the day because they didn't want to be haunted by ghosts. They wanted to confuse the ghosts, so they dressed like the dead or dressed like ghosts to confuse ghosts. Now tell me why you're dressing up today. Why are you dressing up? Right? That's the question. Why are you dressing up today? Listen, y'all are just children at heart, lost as it be, but you're children. Let's keep reading some of this breakdown. Oh, snaps. Okay, I knew what I was supposed to do. Bear with me 1 second. One second. All right, we're back. Hold up. All right, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. I'm back. All right. So why are you dressing up? That's what I'm trying to figure out. We just read, in order to avoid being terrorized by all the evil spirits walking the earth during Samhain, the Celts donned disguises in order to confuse the spirits and be left alone. Now, can you tell me why you're dressing up? I already asked, why do you tell your kids not to take candy from strangers except on Halloween? And one idiot told me, listen, whoever said that was a fool, because I'm right there strapped. Good night. So in high school, are you going to walk them to school every day strapped? When they're in the locker room at high school, are you going to make sure they don't take that nose candy from strangers? All right. Hold up. That's why they would dress up. Someone asked me why we wear what we wear. And I'm going to show you it is right. Was Isaiah before Job? Job is after Isaiah. Isaiah 50. That's 55. 51. Isaiah 52. Hold up. Okay. This is Isaiah 52 and 1. Awake, awake, right? This is about the men of the Lord, right? This is about what the children of Israel would do. Put on thy strength, right? What is our strength? Our strength is the Lord. Our strength is knowing that we keep the law. The Lord is going to protect us in battle. It could be 300 of us versus 10,000, and we'll come out on top. if the Lord is with us. Right? And if you don't believe that God will do that, you don't believe in your God. If your power won't let your numbers, your low numbers, right? God didn't choose us because we had a lot of numbers. Right? But if you're telling us God can't help you defeat your enemies, that is not a God. O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments. Right? We're supposed to wear beautiful garments. Like, listen, I could go in my closet right now and show you some garments. Things I got from Hazahab, Officer Hazahab. Things I got from Captain Yagarwap. Right? Beautiful garments. Listen, I got this headpiece from a wonderful sister, Sister Barakwana. Right? General Q's rib. I got this headpiece. I have another one just like it. Listen, these war scarps go crazy, especially in the summertime when it's hot. In the summertime when it's hot, you put this on, you're gonna be under the sun like it's nothing. All right, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee uncircumcised and unclean, right? Meaning you're going to get rid of all the world out of your heart, right? You're going to get rid of the pork and the shrimp and the whoring and the dope, all the drugs that you put into your system. And you're going to come into the Jerusalem or the holy city, into the truth. And you're going to be clean and circumcised, meaning you're going to cut off the foreskin of your heart. Right? Don't think like the good night. Them little hats. Listen, I heard you really got to be circumcised as a grown man over there. And they be checking. I'm Salakia. That's good night. That is a super violation. They trying to check to see if you're circumcised. And we know about the little hats. They like to put baby rod in their mouth during baby circumcision anyways. So it would make perfect sense that those little hats, the rabbis, are checking grown men to see if they're circumcised. All right. So instead of wearing a Halloween costume, instead of being a slutty nurse, right, tomorrow, instead of having everything shown, like, okay, you should put on a beautiful garment. That's what you should do, right? Put on a long dress. Put some fringes on the end of that dress. Get your hair wrapped, right? Shut your mouth. Make sure you're not showing any skin, any like cleavage that's not, like, you know, I don't mean like don't show your wrist. We don't live in that time, right? I mean, don't wear that dress that has the long V cut so I can see I can see everything but the nipple. Don't wear that, right? Put on a long, beautiful garment. Good man. Where are we at now? So that would let you know why we dress the way we dress, right? But we're reading, and we're seeing that the heathens, they dressed a particular way. They dressed a particular way because they were afraid of ghosts. I can understand that somewhat. I could kind of understand it. I could kind of, if I think about it, maybe I could understand it, right? Them heathens, they're dumb. They don't really understand what's going on. They weren't given the knowledge that the Israelites were given. So they believe in ghosts. And they believe in ghosts so much that they decide they got to dress up like ghosts because tomorrow night, ghosts are going to come out and they got to confuse the ghosts. Them ghosts must be dumb too. So damn, the ghost was watching you put the damn costume on. Good night. The ghost was watching you put the damn costume on. I keep Timing out this damn TikTok. Right. So the ghosts were watching you put the costume on, and now you're thinking you're gonna confuse the ghosts. Them heathens, them Edomites, them Japhites, they were stupid. Y'all see heathens, y'all see Edomites today. Edomites today would have no rope and try to climb the face of a mountain because they're stupid. It makes so much sense for why they do what they do, right? But now, if the Druids and the Celts were wearing costumes to trick spirits because they believed spirits were walking around, which I said I can understand because they're stupid, so they thought spirits were walking around. And they were wearing costumes because of that. Why are you wearing costumes today? Why are you, a grown man in his 30s, dressed up as Woody from Toy Story? Why are you, a grown woman, who y'all sisters and y'all women like to act like you're smarter than men, but today you're dressed up as a cat and you stayed in front of the mirror and painted whiskers on your face? Why? Why did you do that? And then yesterday you told your children, don't talk to strangers. But tomorrow night they could talk to strangers because the strangers are giving them candy. Why? Does anybody want to come up and explain? Listen, all you got to do is just explain, man. I'm just trying to figure out why. Like, why are you doing that? Okay. You don't have to explain if you don't have the answer. You could just say you don't have the answer. I'll accept that. I'll accept that you don't have the answer. But why? We'll figure it out. All right, so let's go on. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Where is it? Okay. There is much debate around the origins of trick-or-treating, but generally there are three theories. The first theory suggests during Samhain, Celtic people would leave food out to appease the spirits traveling the earth at night. Who is eating the food? Who is eating the food? Was it Elijah? One second. I think it was Elijah. Right? So Elijah versus the 400 prophets of Baal. They were telling the people then that the spirits are the God is eating the food. Elijah made them sprinkle some flour around the altar, and you found out that there was footprints that led to a trap door where people could come in and out of the altar and collect the food and eat the food. Right? So who was eating the food during these times? Like they left the food out for the spirits, but how did the food disappear? Or did it just rot? Right? Let's read again. Right? The first theory suggests that during Samhain, Celtic people would leave food out to appease the spirits traveling the earth at night. Over time, people began to dress as these unearthly beings in exchange for similar offerings of food and drink. See what I told you? You see what I told you? So that's one theory. One theory is they thought that God, or I keep saying God, right? They thought the spirits were roaming around, so they left food and drink out to appease the spirits. Well, those spirits don't exist, so what happened to the food and drink? People were obviously eating it. Like that's a no-brainer. People were obviously eating the stuff that was left out. Right? Hold up. Then it says, and this is the next part. Then it says, that's what I did. Bear with me one more time. TikTok. Bear with me one more time. All right, TikTok, I'm back. Water for bearing with me. Thank you for bearing with me. Right? Then it said people would dress up as the spirits. Now the people start dressing up as the spirits. Right? In exchange for the food and drinks. What you're finding out, they don't really want to wait anymore until people go to bed to come and take the food and drinks. Right? I don't want to have to sneak around in the dark to get this food and drink no more. I'm just going to go get the damn food and drink. Look, you see what's happening now? Now you understand what's happening? Right? So you're walking around outside tomorrow night trying to get food and drinks out of people. It's because you're following pagan traditions. Right? Let's keep reading. Again, if you have any comments or questions, you could definitely tune in and ask your comments and questions.
This is my question. All right.
Salakia.
If America...
Hold up. All right. Second theory speculates that the candy boom stems from the Scottish practice of guising, which in secular versions of souling during the Middle Ages, generally children and poor adults would collect food and money from local homes in return for prayers for the dead on All Souls Day. Guisers dropped the prayers in favor of non-religion practices, which the conclusion of songs and jokes and other tricks, right? Third theory argues that the modern trick-or-treating stems from bells nickeling, a German-American Christmas tradition where children would dress in costume and then call on their neighbors to see if the adults would guess the identities of the disguise, right? But there's a next one. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Hold up. I'm just trying to find that part in the article. Okay. All right. So that's that on that article. Let's see. All right. So one of the things that was happening in Ireland, right? One of the things that was happening in Ireland was people would, during the trick or treat, young people would basically, they would go and ask for a treat, which would be some type of fruit, nut, or a coin, right? Hey, shalom, Yerad, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatha. What's going on with you? Checking in all the way from Honduras. Give a hand to Officer Yerad. Right? So one of the things people would do if they didn't get a treat or something like that, if they didn't get a treat, they would play a trick, right? And it got to a point in Ireland where they were going to cancel Halloween or this festival because of the mischief. Like, and you just got to think about the mischief. Think about all the mischief them Edomites would have created during that time, right? Now think about all the mischief that Edomites do today if they lose a soccer game. Now that should explain to you the level of lawlessness that was happening back then. Please, thank you. Yes, please. Or water or something, thank you. Right? That was the right, so that was the level of mischief that was happening then. User, I'm just going to call you User 83, right? No, we weren't rabbis. We were the priests and prophets of the Lord. Shit. That's who we were. You will always be the devil the Bible speaks of type shit. Right? All right, so let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5:22. Let me find it for you. First Thessalonians, that's after the collisions, Colossians. All right, so we're in 1 Thessalonians. Let's see what these comments are saying. I'm checking the comments. Vanity doctrine, focus on being special and chosen. Who hurt you? Caucasian people, no one hurt me specifically, right? But Caucasian people have gone around the earth and hurt everybody, right? You said vanity doctrine. What is a vanity doctrine? I'm teaching my people not to celebrate Halloween. You could go out and tell your children to go get candy from strangers tomorrow, and then during the month of December, tell them not to talk to strangers. You would be a hypocrite. You can go and do that. Vain light. This is all you have. I.S.U.P.K. Hope you find that peace in that. The I.S.U.P.K. is a peaceful place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It has been the small sanctuary of peace since 1969. While Caucasians are running around shooting up churches and schools and unaliving everybody they could see, especially everybody Black. If you're Black, Hispanic, you're Native American. Just know, when you're across the street and you see a Caucasian person coming to you, clutch your purse because they're probably going to try and steal it. And if they can't steal it, they'll unalive you to steal it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just live in Canada, where the Native Americans are on reservations because Caucasians would unalive them. And we found 2 years ago thousands of bodies of Native American children in residential schools. I don't know what I'm talking about, though. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know what to tell you. Right? But hey, If you say, well, I guess we got to find peace with I.S.U.P.K. We have no peace in our life, right? But hey, what was I looking for earlier before I read that comment? First, what was I just had it? First Thessalonians 5:22. Abstain from all appearance of evil. Thawada, I appreciate you. Abstain from all appearance of evil. What does that mean? Right? That means you sisters can't dress up as slutty cats tomorrow. You can't be a slutty nurse. You can't be that police officer in booty shorts tomorrow. That's what you can't do. You brothers, you don't want to walk around and act like you're a goon or a goblin. Oppressors already look at you like you're goons and goblins every day. But tomorrow you want to go dress up like you're a vampire. Listen, man. Any man who's dressing up as a vampire, you better say no diddy. Because them vampires are LGBTQ, right? They're male vampires. If a male vampire is hungry, is it going to suck the blood out of a man's neck? That's crazy. You male vampires, you guys are LGBTQ members. Joshua, are you? What are you dressing up as Halloween? What are you dressing up for as Halloween, Joshua? Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, sir. What's going on, Officer Madabar? Joshua, what are you dressing up as for Halloween? And if you could, Joshua, I got another question for you after you answer that one, right? But let's read again. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:22. Abstain from all appearance of evil, right? We want to stay away from evil. Guising is not what we're supposed to do, right? We're not supposed to dress up as a Playboy bunny, right? That's not what our sisters are supposed to be doing. And you brothers, why are you dressing up as Buzz Lightyear? You're 35 years old. Why are you dressing up as Buzz Lightyear? Right? Don't do that. And dressing as Zeus, good night, sir. They dressing as Zeus. Listen, if a brother is dressing as Zeus, you are an LGBTQ member. Don't be dressing up as Zeus. Right? You want to put on a beautiful garment like what we wore, like what we were talking about earlier, right? Get in school, get in class, put on all black, shut your mouth, and throw out everything you've ever learned from the world and learn something new, something life-saving. And then you could, once you pass your officer's test, you could call Officer Hazahab and get some Hazahab collection. And that Hazahab collection. Listen, I remember the first time I opened the U.S. Postal, they got like some type of cardboard that they send their mail out, and they made it all the way to Canada. And I opened it and took out that Hazahab collection garment out of the plastic. What a feeling, right? But you want to dress up as Zeus. You want to dress up as Hercules or some Roman centurion. Good night. Thawada, sir. The oppressor is going to dress in blackface as always. Thawada, sir. 1 second. I just want to show y'all something. Hold up. Bear with me 1 quick second. I'm going to show y'all something. Thawada, sir. That one was heavy. I got something to show the people now. Y'all see this? Y'all see this right here? Do you guys know who this is? Right? Look, I'll show you this picture. And hopefully you can see it properly. Hopefully you can see it properly, right? So you can see all these different pictures, right? It's just different types. It's the same picture, but different versions of it. Well, this and this one is two different pictures, right? But check this out. You can't see it, right? But look at this right here. This is the Prime Minister of Canada currently. It's 2024, and this is the Prime Minister. The son of former Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau. This is Justin Trudeau, and he is in blackface like Officer 5000 Madabar said. Hold up, look. The oppressor going to dress in blackface like always. Y'all seeing this? Let me see if I can make it just a little bigger. Slovakia, hold up. Give me 1 second. That is what the oppressor does. Dresses in blackface. Hold up. I'm trying to see if I can get the picture bigger. Bear with me, y'all. Okay, I think I got it. I think we're about to rock out right now. Bear with me. We're about to rock out right now. TikTok, you got to go on YouTube, I.S.U.P.K Toronto, or Facebook to see what I'm showing you, right? But or you could just type in Justin Trudeau blackface, and just like all Caucasians, they will, I'm gonna say majority of Caucasians, they're gonna do something racist and act like they didn't know it was racist. Justin Trudeau, he put on that blackface, but he's trying to dress like he's dressing like an East Indian at this party, right? But they will blackface. So again, Thawada Officer Madabar, Officer 5000 Madabar for that. That was heavy. I forgot about that one, right? So let's read it again. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. Abstain from all appearances of evil, right? So we're not going to guise, right? They were wearing, and again, I understand why they were wearing ghost costumes and stuff, because they're stupid. They thought ghosts exist and we're haunting them, so they're stupid. Now explain to me why you're doing it. But I'm gonna tell all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans this: abstain from all appearances of evil. You can't guise, right? There's no dressing up like you're a ghoul or a zombie, right? And if you want to be a vampire, you were probably waiting for your ticket to the Diddy parties, because you want to be a vampire. You want to suck some blood out of a man's neck. Good night. Right? What are we gonna read? Hold up. I'm waiting for something. I'm looking at something real quick. Psalms, what is that? All right, so this is Psalms 101, verse 3. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. it shall not cleave unto me. Right? We're not, listen, the Most High, he's not going to, the Most High doesn't like your wickedness. That's, in layman terms, that's what that verse is saying. Right? You think you're dressing up as whatever costume you're dressing up, and the next day the Lord's going to be with you. Like all you sisters in church and all you brothers in church that are going out on Halloween, and then on the Sunday you're going to be in church talking about hallelujah and the blood of Jesus. Right? The Most High hates you, does not like you, because you hate him. If you loved him, you would not celebrate the pagan holidays. And a lot of times when you talk to a Christian and you tell them about this holiday's pagan, and you show it to them, and you show it to them in the Bible where it says they're not supposed to celebrate it, they look at the Bible, they look at you, they look back down at the Bible, and they do this and smile and act like, well, it's for the children, because you hate your children. You absolutely dislike your children. That's why you're having them celebrate Halloween. Right? You want candy from a stranger. One day, a stranger is going to give your children some other candy, some adult candies, because you told them that they could go get candy from a stranger. The oppressor is the monster of the earth. Damn right. Lone Hawk 77 says, why do you worship Yakub? Okay, you're gonna have to explain to me what Yakub is. I don't know what that is. I worship the living God, the one who sends the earthquakes. Give that a hand. The one who sends the hurricanes. Give that a hand. Right? The one who's sending World War III. Give that a hand. Ooh wee. That's what I worship. Now, Lone Hawk, right? I get it. You're lonely over there. Your name is telling us you're lonely over there. You have to explain to me what Yakub is, because I don't know what that is. Where were we? All right, so there were some things that we read earlier, right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 5. Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 5, right? Let's read it. The living, because this, okay, right? A lot of people are dressing up as goons and goblins, right? Because of tradition. Like today is just tradition. That's really what it comes down to. Back then, people were dressing up as goons and goblins because they believed that spirits were wandering around them. Some dude named Stingy Jack believed that, or the folklore of him was he trapped the devil and only let him out on occasions, and when he died, he became a ghost and was walking around, yada, 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 nonsense, right? Let's see what the God of the Bible says. Let's see what it says in the book of the history book of the Israelites. Muslims believe in Yakub. Okay, that's why. It's musty Christianity. I'm gonna have to look into that. Wait, I wonder if that sounds like kind of like the blackety black big head scientist stuff, but I'm not sure. Right? I wouldn't be surprised if it was similar to that. Like the blackety blacks, they have that big head scientists, right? That they're, who is it? Farrakhan? Is it Farrakhan? Yeah, I think it is Farrakhan with the white daddy. Ooh, yeah, the water, sir. See, that's it. That big-headed scientist, the Yakub. Listen, I don't believe in nothing like that, and I don't worship anything like that. And listen, if you believe in that, so you're telling me that, because I'm familiar with somewhat of it, that some big head scientist created the oppressor to oppress us. Like he created a creation and then out of nowhere, that creation just oppresses us. Good night. Get the hell out of here. All right, let's read what it says about the dead in the Bible, right? Ecclesiastes 9:5. For the living know that they shall die. Now, I don't think I have to explain that part, right? But we all, unless you're like a baby, we all know we're going to die. Even children know what death is. Little children, they experience death.
See what you get.
Slovakia. They experience death at a young age, right? What do I mean by that? Right? Some children know that's not the same goldfish from yesterday. They watched you replace the goldfish. They were just acting like they were sleeping, right? Some children get a dog and the dog gets hit by a car. And now you have to explain to them the dog is not coming back, right? Some parents will say the dog went to doggy heaven. But they know death, right? If you're a grown adult, you know that eventually you're going to die. What's that saying? YOLO? They say you only live once, right? Or live every day like your last. And here we know that we'll die and come back. We pray we don't die though. And we get to see the kingdom of heaven. But if we gotta go, we'll go. We'll be back. Listen, if I gotta go, it's whatever. YAHANNA will bring me back. Salakia. You're Benjamite. I'm gonna come through somewhere in that Benjamite tribe. Someone's bringing me back. Shayuan might bring me back. Salakia. Who knows? Right? That's why we're not afraid of death. Now, I'm not teaching that one of those brothers are gonna bring me back. I'm just saying I'm a Benjamite, can come through anywhere through that tribe of Benjamin. Right? That's what I'm saying. Don't take it as, oh, this man's saying that his brother Shayuan or YAHANNA are gonna bring him back just like that. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Don't be simple. Let's keep reading. Where were we? For this is Ecclesiastes 9:5. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more reward. Right? So the dead don't know if they're alive or not. Like, the dead's dead. You're sleeping. You went up to the Lord. Like how the hell did Stringy Jack? How did they know Stringy Jack went to heaven and got rejected, went to hell, and the devil gave him coal? Like, how did they know that? You think about it. How would Stringy Jack know that? It just said. It said, but the dead know not anything. They don't know anything. Neither have they any more reward, right? You're not going to get rewarded in this life anymore. You're dead, right? You know, like you go, okay, I'll break it down to you as simply as this, right? You're dead. Your rib is not making you that special meal because you went and did some stuff for her that she liked, that she really appreciated. You went and paid the bills, or you got up and worked you got up at 4 a.m. to be at work for 6 a.m, right? Fell asleep on that bus, but made it to work on time, worked all day to fall asleep on that bus again in the evening and didn't complain about it. And when you got home, your rib had everything you needed at the table for you. Your food, your strong, listen, a magazine or a book if you read it, or your PS5 controller just waiting for you. You're not going to get those rewards no more. You're not going to get to see your children grow up anymore. You're not going to attend any graduations or grandchildren's events, right? Let's keep reading. You're dead. For the memories of them is forgotten, right? So there's no more memories for the dead. Like the dead don't create no new memories. Right? We can remember the dead for a time. Listen, we all remember the dead for a time, and then you are eventually going to live your life. eventually you're going to live your life, right? So there are no ghouls or goblins walking around that you have to put on costumes for. So why are you putting on the costume? This is the question, right? Why are you putting on the costume? Right? And what do I need right now? I need the hour 30-minute marker. Hey, can you throw me a pen real quick? Or you know what? Never mind. I'll just do it this way. All right, so I got that. All right, where are we? Listen, the spirit and the memory is gone, right? That's what's happening. The spirit and the memory is gone. Hey, TGI, Thorwater for joining. Thank you for joining. You shouldn't go to a medium, that's for sure. Don't go to a medium because they'll just take your money. Remember Whoopi Goldberg in the movie Ghost? She was faking it till Patrick Swayze ran up on her for real, and now she wasn't faking it no more. Right? Okay, so let's go to Exodus. I need Exodus 23 and 7. Exodus 23. Okay, so this is Exodus 23 and 7. Keep thee far from a false matter. Right? What's a false matter in what we're talking about right now? A false matter in what we're talking about right now is Halloween. It's a false matter. We just damn near proved everything about Halloween is false. I just read that the dead have no memory. So there aren't dead people walking around trying to haunt you. You don't have to put on a Halloween costume, right? We read about Stingy Jack. That's false because the dead have no memory. How would they know if Stingy Jack went to heaven or hell, right? Next, if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you know that you live in hell already, so you don't have to die to go to hell. Where are we? What were we just reading? 23 and 7. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. For I will not justify the wicked. Right? Halloween has nothing to do with the Bible. What's a false matter? The holidays of heathens. That's a false matter. Right? God's not going to slay the righteous, but he will slay the wicked for their crimes. Right? He will slay Slovakia. He will slay the wicked for their crimes. Right? And it's a crime to celebrate another God. I'm going to show that to you right here. Hold up. Right, so we're going to go to Exodus 23. Exodus chapter 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Right? And you think about it. Y'all trying to celebrate the God of harvest, which is originally where this celebration happens. It's the end of a harvest celebration. Right? You trying to celebrate the God of harvest means you are saying that you don't want nothing to do with the nigga God, the God of the Bible, the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You want to celebrate the God of the harvest. And the Bible said, don't have any other gods before him. So if the Bible said that, what are you doing celebrating? What are you doing celebrating Halloween? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? You're going to celebrate Halloween, and then when stuff starts to go left in your life, you're going to ask the Lord to protect you and guide you and heal you and fix you and make sure my rent's paid, but you don't want to do nothing for him. Hey, Sam, bonjour, but I don't speak French. You would have to check in tomorrow with Barack Allah on I.S.U.P.K Montreal. I.S.U.P.K Montreal is where they speak French. Salaki, I don't speak French. So if you don't write what you're writing in English, Sam, I won't be able to see it. I can see you have a question about religion, though. I just don't know what you're saying. I see Mary joined. King Faray, good night. Listen, I'm just trying to find out if anybody is new to this live stream, right? I've been asking a question all night, and I'm asking, why do people tell their children not to take candy from strangers, but on Halloween, it's okay to take candy from strangers? That's my question. Why do we teach children not to take candy from strangers, but on Halloween, it's okay to take candy from strangers? If anybody could help me with that question, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm just looking for an answer. Right, where were we? Right, so we're not supposed to have any other God before us. And we're finding out that this is the relationship of the other God, right? We're going to stay away from the slave master's holidays and his religion. Everything that has to do with his holidays and his religion, his way of life and his culture, we're going to stay away from. Right? Because that's what we are told to do. We are told to stay away from these people. Like, damn, like when you're going to stay away? Like when are black people going to start to realize that everything the oppressor has for us leads to our destruction? That's my question. When are we going to wake up to that? Like, wake up to that fact. Like, yo, them devils don't have nothing for us. Like, absolutely nothing for us. Now what? Now what you going to do? Now you find out they have nothing for us. Okay, Sam, you wrote it in English. I appreciate you. I was asking about which religion are you talking about? I don't know if I'm right. I'm saying, Sam, if you are black, Hispanic, or Native American, you are actually the Israelites of the Bible. Because of our oppression, we're called today blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? That's one of the topics I'm talking about. And in general, nobody should celebrate Halloween because we're teaching children to not go up and talk to strangers and accept stuff from strangers. Like, okay, I'll give you an example of what we're saying. If a child is walking home from school in grade 6 and a stranger pulls up into a van and she or he says, hey, come to the van, I got some candy for you. You're going to say, that is wrong. That person's creepy. That child should run away from the van. Those people should not be offering candy out of the van. That's 1. 2, tomorrow night, October 31st, 2024, children all over the Western Hemisphere, and maybe, I'm not sure if I'm quite sure, yeah, they celebrate it all over the world. But people throughout the earth are going to be going door to door asking for candy. Children. going to be going door to door asking for candy from strangers, people they've never met before. I'm asking why. Why is that happening? You're going to have to explain to me what's the Great Commission. All right, and while you do that, I'm going to keep reading. All right, so let's go to Philippians 4 and verse 8. Philippians 4 and verse 8. Hey, if you are watching on Instagram, I'm about to end the live stream on Instagram. You could always come over to YouTube or Facebook or even TikTok if you're on Instagram. So I'm removing Instagram as a destination for this stream. All right, keep it like that. So you could come over to Facebook. Well, Instagram's already done. But, okay, peace. Thanks for the explanation. Let's see what Matthew 28 and 19 says. And Rodrigo, may I ask you, what is your ethnicity? Are you Black, Hispanic, Native American? Are you a child of God? Like, what are you? What do you say your ethnicity is? I just want to see something. Yeah, what you're reading is where it says Matthew 28 and 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, right? There's no such thing as ghost. That word is actually spirit. So that is speaking about Israelites. Israelites were sent into all nations. We were scattered. I'll show that to you in Deuteronomy. 1 second. Israelites were scattered, right? Where is it? This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. First. Deuteronomy 28 and 1 says, it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently, meaning listen to the Lord, to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Right? Now let's jump down to 15. But if shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, right? His statutes and commandments is one of them, you could say, is Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, telling us which days to celebrate and which days not to celebrate. Now, let's go back to your Matthew 28. Oh, 1 second. I had to jump back down to show you where Israelites would be scattered. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. That's how you get the all nations, right? From one end of the earth, even unto the other. There thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone, right? And even if you say, okay, I'll even say it like this, right? Eventually, everybody in the earth is going to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, because Israel is going to be in power and above all nations, like it says in the book. And all nations are going to bend the knee to Israel or perish. So I hope that answers your question for you. Doesn't matter. Read the scripture. Good night. Listen, don't be emotional. Like, what's wrong with you? Don't be a girl child. I believe. Listen, good night. Listen, Rodrigo, you have no idea of what you're talking about. Rodrigo said, right? But isn't it funny that the Bible never says only salvation for Israelites? Because Rodrigo's not actually reading the Bible. Rodrigo is just repeating whatever his father Millicuddy out the Catholic Church that has the thousands upon thousands of child molestation claims on them. He's just repeating what his child molesting Catholic priest told him, right? We're going to read John 4:22. All right, and let's see what Christ said. Christ said this, ye worship ye know not what, meaning you don't know what you're worshiping. We know what we worship. This is John 4:22. For salvation is of the Jews. Now, show me, Rodrigo, where it says salvation is for the heathens. Show that to me. All right, if you could. If you could just show me where it said salvation is for the heathen. I'll be waiting. Rodrigo, listen. I understand. I understand. I'm just waiting. I showed it to you. I'm going to read it one more time for you, Rodrigo. And you want to talk about emotional. Don't be emotional. Show me. It says John 4:22. Rodrigo, and tell me if this is what it says, right? Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. So, Rodrigo, I'm asking you, does this say salvation is of the Jews? Let's see if Rodrigo is going to be emotional. Rodrigo, I'm going to ask you again. What I just read, John 4:22, does it say salvation is of the Jews? This is how you know if Rodrigo's is a bitch or not. Excuse my French. Let's see. We got some other comments. Thumbnail answer. The law of for every rule, there's an exception. When it's mandatory to do different than normal behavior, as well as law of all things in their seasons. He said hello. Well, here's the thing. The Israelites are the 13.5 tribes of Jacob, except for the fact a couple of them was evicted and disinherited. You're going to see that those in the book of Second Judges, okay? Linnaeus truth of it, as they made a map in the United States of all the missing children and made a map of all the Zionists, and the map showed if there is no Zionist there's no missing children. Well, listen, king of the earth, I'm going to just put it like this, right? Children going missing is, and let's just be honest, that's not really, now I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, like there aren't predators in every community, but children really going missing is a Caucasian thing. We just watched the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. Remember, this is a millionaire. is wrapped up in a sexual trafficking investigation. No, I'm not saying it's minors, but you're a CEO and you're involved in trafficking. Now, what does the poor Caucasian folks do? Right? Rodriguez, did you give me an answer? Rodriguez, you little girl, look at you. You're like a little sister. And listen, not to say there's nothing wrong with our women, but look at you, heavy emotional. I asked you a question after you lied and said it doesn't say salvation is for the Jews, and now you can't answer it because you're an emotional liar, you Rodrigo. Look at you. You said that is emotion you are showing. I gave you an answer. Go to Romans 1:6. Look at you, Rodrigo, crying. That's crazy. Rodrigo said it doesn't say salvation is of the Jews, right? Let me see if I could go bring back his comment. We're pinning this comment. Rodrigo said, but isn't it funny that the Bible never says only salvation for Israelites? So I'm going to ask him. I read this. This is John 4:22. This is out of the mouth of Christ. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. I'm going to get you another one. We're going to go to Matthew 15:24 because Rodrigo is a liar. And listen, there's nothing worse than a liar. Liars, murderers, and thieves are all the same to me. Rodrigo is a liar. He's a coward. Right? Now listen, this is Matthew 15:22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. Right? This is a non-Israelite woman trying to get a blessing from Christ. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away. The disciples didn't even want to deal with her, for she crieth after us. Right? But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Rodrigo, why'd you have to lie like that, Rodrigo? Why are you being a liar? Damn. Rodrigo, you got to show me in the Bible that salvation is for another nation outside of Israel. If you can't show that to me, you are a liar. I've given it to you. I've shown you twice now. Salvation is of the Jews. And Christ himself said he's only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? All right. So Rodriguez, can you show me salvation? I'm going to get back to what I'm going to get back to right now. Hold up. I'm going to get back to it. Right? So we're going back in on Halloween. Let's go to Philippians 4:8. That's where we're going next. We're going to Philippians 4:8. All right, so this is Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest. Let's read up one. This is 4:7. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. Verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, right? Whatsoever things are just. These are talking about things that the Most High God likes, right? Whatsoever things are pure, right? Halloween is not true, honest, or pure, right? It's an evil day based off pagans and whatever pagans do. if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things, right? So we think on the good things. Passover is a good thing. We got the Feast of Dedications coming up. That's a good thing, right? We have the feast days all throughout Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. We just wrapped up the Feast of Tabernacles. It was excellent. It was amazing. It was wonderful. We got the Passover coming up. It's going to be in Atlanta. Book your hotels, and go and pay your Passover fee. Let's see. And absolute salvation is through the Jews because Jesus Christ is Yahweh, the only begotten Son. Yahoo, I don't know what you're saying. Because the God of the King of the Jews is the High King of Palestine. Okay. Listen, I would just say sometimes y'all come in here trying to teach. Y'all should just get in class, and then maybe you could teach. But y'all be going crazy. Listen, as you come in, like and share. Salakia. See if Rodrigo's he's still emotional. Rodrigo, you just saying anything. Rodrigo, I just asked you a question. You're saying I'm ignoring you. You're damn right I'm ignoring you, Rodrigo, because you haven't answered my question. I asked you in Matthew 4:22, does it say salvation is of the Jews? Rodrigo, I'm going to ask you one more time. Matthew 4:22, does it say salvation is of the Jews? Let's see if you can answer. Right? Time is it? We're coming up on that time. We're coming up on that time. It's almost time. Again, so we're going to think on the good things. There are things that are right and honest and true, right? Like Passover and the Feast of Dedications, First Fruits, the Day of Atonement. What else do we got? The Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Memorial of Blowing Trumpets, Tabernacles, the Feast of Dedications. Listen, I'm about to do a little tape that's going to be on this TikTok, right? About the Feast of Dedications. Y'all just be prepared for it. Y'all check it out. Make sure you like it and share it, right? Let's read. I got one more scripture that I'm going to go over. What else is in here? Good night. Listen, I'll read this one too. Amos, this is Amos 5:21, right? This is Amos 5:21. Amos 5:21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Right, so there you have it. The Most High God hates Halloween. If you celebrate Halloween, you hate your children. I'll explain. You hate your children because you're teaching them it's okay to walk up to the same strangers that are going to later abduct them. So you hate your child because you want to be a Buzz Lightyear or a Zeus Greek god for Halloween. I'm trying to figure it out. Y'all, listen, good night. I bet you want to be a Greek god for Halloween. You want to oil up and go to Diddy's party. Well, Diddy's in jail. He didn't get bail. So there's no Diddy parties. You can't be a Greek god this year at the Diddy house party. God hates your holidays and your feast days. right? He doesn't like them. There are so many other precepts I can go through. What am I going to go through? I'm going to go read Galatians. We're going to read Galatians 5. Galatians 5 and 19. Right? And we're going to break down the things that God hates. And you celebrate Halloween, so God hates you, Rodrigo. I'm just saying, you want to celebrate Halloween, right? You want to go and give all your love to all the heathens. You want to love the people that hate God's children. Hell, you might even be one of those people, Rodrigo. You might be a Caucasian man at heart. I'm just saying, I asked you what your ethnicity is. You said it didn't matter. I just believe you're Caucasian. Every time I ask because you want to know why? Because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we have pride in being Black, Hispanic, or Native American. I've never met a Hispanic person. And to me, an Hispanic, okay, this is what an Hispanic person is anyways. A Hispanic person is a native of the Caribbean islands or the Americas or South Americas who was forced to speak Spanish by the Spaniards, right, during slavery. So they lost their native tongue to speak Spanish, right? If you are Black, Hispanic, and Native American, I've never met one of us that wasn't proud to be Black, Hispanic, or Native American. Like, think about it. Like, Black people, Hispanic people, Native Americans, sometimes we go through some outrageous. It's outrageous how the oppressors do us. I'm going to say it like that. A lot of times it's outrageous how the oppressors do us, but we'll still say, I'm happy I'm Black or Hispanic or Native Americans. You and listen, you know when you say you're happy you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American the most, right? It's 2 times. I can only speak from as a man from my perspective. Listen, 2 times. I'm happy Black, right? I'm into a kitchen and I see some sisters cooking, and I know the sisters are cooking because I smelled the food cooking in the kitchen, and I'm like, I'm happy I'm Black. The next time is when I go to a bar and I see Black women in the bar, and I'm like, good night. You see them sisters? I'm happy I'm Black, right? The ultimate reason I'm happy I'm Black is because I know that sooner or later, Black people are going to be running earth under a king that's Black like them. Y'all call him Jesus Christ. The Bible calls him Yahawashi in the Hebrew. Right? That's when I'm like, damn, I'm happy I'm Black. Good night. He who leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. And I think about it. Well, who led my people into captivity? And then he says, he who killed by the sword must be killed by the sword. And I think about it. Who led us into captivity and killed us with the sword? And then he says, here are the patience of the saints. And I said, good night. I can't wait. Rodrigo bitch ass is like, damn, I want to love my oppressors. Slovakia. Good night. Let's read Galatians 5 and 19. This is Galatians 5 and 19. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. These things are contrary to one another, right? Our spirit doesn't want to do all that weird stuff. But the flesh wants you to do some weird shit, right? And this is how you know, because every time you've ever done something wrong in life, you've always felt like, damn, why did I do that? You always felt like that. I'll give you another one. Every time a man slept with a whore, right after he climaxed, In the world, they call it post-nut clarity. Right after he climaxed from laying down with that whore, he decides, like, damn, why did I do that? All right, we're back. We're reading the last few scriptures, and I'm going to wrap this up, right? Right? So the work of the flesh, every time a brother slept with a whore, right after he climaxed, you don't want to be around her at all. You're looking at her like, God damn, I can't believe I just did this. He looks again, God damn, oh man, what am I doing here? And you see him, he's looking, he all calling his friend to say, listen, call my phone. Or he might set his alarm clock and set that ringtone as the same ringtone as his regular ringtone, and then get the call and be like, what's up? Oh my gosh, I'm on my way right now. Hey, listen, girl, there's an emergency. I got to go help so-and-so. He lost a tire and he's being attacked by tigers. And you're just saying anything to get out that room. Right? Rodrigo knows. They do it to Rodrigo every time. Every girl. They just can't wait to get out that room. But hey, right? The flesh wants what it wants, but our spirit wants another thing. Our spirit wants a whole different other thing. Where are we? Right? Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, right? Adultery, a woman sleeping with a man that's not her man, right? After she has a man. A man sleeping with another woman after she has a man, right? Fornication, that's any type of unlawful sex. Whatever the LGBTQ doing, whatever Rodrigo be doing, right, is fornication. Uncleanliness, right? It's anything that is unclean. Unclean, right? Lasciviousness. Verse 20, idolatry. That's what Halloween is today. Idolatry. Witchcraft, the selling of dope and acting like you're a witch on Halloween. Hatred, hating your brother for no reason. And it's not talking about hating what Caucasians have done to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's good hatred. You're not supposed to love an abuser, right? This is what I don't understand. None of y'all will ever go and tell a young white girl that she has to love the people who raped her. But y'all look at Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and say, love the people who raped and abused you. Emulations, right? That's the spirit of pride, right? That's the spirit of pride. Variance, that's just beefing with your brother for no reason, right? Emulations is the spirit of pride. Wrath, wanting revenge. Like you just want revenge. Like no one can offend you and apologize. You just have to go and get revenge. That brother bumped into you by accident. You gotta pull out a gun and shoot him. That brother stepped on your shoes by a total accident, and you gotta pull out a knife and cut him or stab him. Give him $180. Because what? Over some damn shoes. That sister is talking to the same man that you're talking to, and you want to throw bleach in her face. Okay? The Most High hates that. All right? Strife. There's always wanting to fight. Like again, you just can't not fight. You got females saying, I don't have female friends. No, bitch, you just want to fight. You just want to fight every girl who looks prettier than you. And that's what it really comes down to. It's not because the girl did anything to you. So what the man likes her and you at the same time? Every man you ever talk to is going to like you and another woman at the same time. There, it's over with. Go be a nun now. Right? What was the next one? What's the next one? Sedations. What? Breaking up from what's true, right? Like the truth is the truth. I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth, and that's the truth. And if you leave, you are being seditious, right? Seditions. Heresies, leaving ideology based on the Bible, right? Heretics, meaning you left the school. You left the school. You made ideologies based off the Bible, right? That has nothing to do with what the Bible is saying, but it's just what you like. So you left the school, right? And these are, listen, down there, this is all the stuff that's going to happen on Halloween. Where are we? Verse 21. Envyings, right? Just envying. You want what the next person has. Murder. God hates murder. God kicked Cain out of the garden because of God kicked Cain out away from him, and sent Cain on his way and marked him with leprosy because of murder. Right? Drunkenness. It's not cool to be a drunk. You want to know why you don't know who your child's father is? It's because you're a drunk. You want to know why you're in jail for life? It's because you're a drunk. You want to know why you're in child support court? It's because you're a drunk. There. Right? Reveling. Right? God doesn't want you to go to the Halloween party like the Greeks. And now you some Greek. You're in the Greek orgy. Because you wanted to be like a Greek. You wanted to go revel and just party and just go do whatever. God hates that. God does not like it. Does not like you when you celebrate the things that he hates. He hates you just like he hates what you're celebrating. Right? All right, so with that said, I'm Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja. I'm going to read these announcements real quick. All right, these are the announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to show themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if the brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 to 21, Malachi 3 verses 8 to 10, Ma'ashur, which means 10th. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher, priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The upping holy convocation is the Feast of Dedication, the 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days, Wednesday, December 25th, 2024. For 8 days, you can find it, 1 Maccabees 4, verses 52 to 61. Ooh-wee. We can't wait for that. Good night. The Feast of Dedications. Let's go. All right, if anybody wants to be a reminder to Akim and Akwafian, check your bulletin boards in the school and all social media. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, headbands, shirts, and scarf. Right? With that said, men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brethren. To the brothers, men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yashai Barakatha. Men of Israel, we're going to give a salute to the sisters. If you have any sisters in your presence, turn and face them. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatham Bashem Yashai. Yajamata, which means hands down. Hey, class is dismissed, men of Israel. Let's go.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.